Hello everyone, welcome back to Crafts by the Bow. This is one of my YouTubes using one of my old paper pumpkins. This is Nests of Christmas, October 2024. And it's a really pretty box, but unfortunately mine's a little bit squished up. So I've got everything ready. I've taken it out of the box. I haven't unwrapped anything yet. But I didn't get round to making this last year. I didn't make many of my kits as I'd had surgery and I couldn't really sit down and craft for very long. So I'm only just catching up with them and trying to make the kit and some alternatives. So if you do have this kit and you haven't made it yet, like me, you can, start and make them. Get them ready for Christmas. Or if you have this kit, you can, and you've used it, you can make some of the alternatives anyway. So this is the little piece that goes in with the stamp set. And I always just like to put them together so that I can see how they fit and I can read them better once they're standing on here. So this one says, Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, joyful thoughts to you this season. And it has a cardinal bird on, a little leafy branch, some berries, almost look like yew berries or mistletoe berries, and little dots. So they're the stamp set. And the cards, let's see, I think there are just 2 designs, look. Often there are 3 designs in paper pumpkin, but it looks like, upside down, it looks like 2 cards and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of each. Okay, so here are dimensionals. I always save these sheets until I've used all my others up. So we'll pop that to one side because I have some already started. I have some small ones here and some larger ones here. These are, little pieces of ribbon. I thought it was going to be card, but it's actually little pieces of red, like grosgrain ribbon, all pre-cut for me. Oh, aren't those envelopes pretty? I think we might try and make something with an envelope later. And they have a little bit of foiling on them. Let's see, are all the envelopes the same? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, all the envelopes are the same. But they would be beautiful for alternative cards. And then we have die cuts. Let's see if these are all the same. Yeah, so I'm just going to keep one out for now. Let's pop those away. And I'm going to pop these out so that I can make one of each card. And then, as I said, I'll come back later and make a second card, like an alternative. I know that last year I did make some cards with the matching designer series paper. And that carried over to this year. So maybe on the alternatives, I'll be able to use some of that paper. Okay. Oh, these are pretty. They're like a trifold cut. Oh, look at those. Let's take this out. It's like a little arch. You could design something like this and use the everyday arches dies that we have. Oh, that's pretty. Very pretty. Okay, so I'll need one of those. Pop the rest on one side. And then there are some foiled labels. Okay. And then the other card bases. Oh, they're also like a triple fold. I'm running out of room on my desk here. Also triple fold. That's pretty. I love that. It's like a nighttime scene. And again, it's got a little die cut inside it to make a frame. Wow. Oh, I'm going to enjoy these. Okay, I'll pop those over here and let's see what the instructions say. As you know, I like to make one set from the instructions and then make some of my own. So a landscape card and a portrait card. Okay, and the ink spot that came with them was shaded spruce, but I've got out my big shaded spruce just to make it easier. And as always, you can scan the QR code to get more help, or they had add-ons. I don't think these are available anymore, but sometimes they'll give you extra ideas on these QR codes as well. So there is a roll of tear and tape that's in here, but again, I'm going to use my one that's already open. And I think I've got everything. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. This first one uses the rectangular card. So let's get that rectangular frame back. Pop that down there. Okay, and see what we have to do. What is this? This is card number 1, card number 2, card number 1 again, how to put it all together, card number 2, how to put it all together. Okay. Sometimes they do all of card 1, then all of card 2, but this one is set out a little bit differently. So it's going to show me what I need for each. I need the envelopes, I need the base, and dimensionals tape, the cardinal, 1 red ribbon, this larger die cut, okay, and these pieces. Then we'll find the pieces for card number 2 later. So let me go back to instructions for card number 1. Okay, I'll pop that over here. So we have card number 1 like this. Just let me see if I can find somewhere to stand up. That's better. Okay. And then it says we need to ink. We need to fold the card first. So let me find what I need. I'm going to do the actual inking first. So I need to get the little leafy piece, that little branch, and we're going to pop that on a stamp block. I've got my green ink ready, my shaded spruce, and we're going to stamp over here. Oh, let me find just a little piece of scrap to put underneath here. Okay, so we have one that goes across. This one comes this way. And then we have one that goes across there. And then a couple at the bottom. It shows to fold it up. But it also shows a little bit of the inking going over here. So I'm going to spread it back out again. Let's see, we've got one that goes across the bottom. Another one that goes here and a little bit over the score line. And one that goes down here. Very nice. That's a really pretty stamp. Let's see what it's like, just all of it stamped. Nice. Okay, so that's our stamping for that done. I need to get one of my sentiments. Sometimes I will stamp these while they're still in situ. Sometimes I'll take them out. Let's see what this is. Merry and Christmas. So these are 2 different stamps. Let's find a block. And here's our Christmas piece. I'm just going to rub it over with my thumb. And then I'm going to drop it down on here. And just line it up. And I need the Merry. Whoops. Let's take the Merry off as well. I'm going to put my Merry down here. I have to make sure that it's going to fit on here. So actually, I think what's easier to do is to line it up on your sentiment label, like this, and then like this. Where does that one go? Over the sea. So just to be able to make sure that we get both on and we have room for for each of them. Right, let's pop that on a block. And then I'm just going to try it out. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this one of these out and I'm going to stamp in the negative space so I can tell if it's going to fit and if it's straight. Let's have a look. Let's check that. Nice. Oh, I like that font on the T. Look, it's a little bit different. Put that in there and just check that it's going to fit. Oh, sorry, my head in the way there. Yeah, okay. Now let's go back. Let's find the piece that we're going to stamp on. I'll just hold it straight on here. I might leave these two stamps together to be able to stamp up all of my labels. Very nice, very nice. Not very straight, Diane. The Christmas goes up a bit at the bottom, but I can change that. Let me put it back. Let me put it onto here. Now that I can actually see the ink, I might be able to get it a little bit straighter. Let's have a look, see if that looks any straighter. Yeah. Okay, let's find another label. There we go. Oh, that's better. Yeah, that's better. So even though I lined it up, I think when I put my stamp down to stamp with, then I didn't have it quite straight. Okay, let's move that one. Right. And I'm just going to close up my ink so I don't put my fingers in it. We can move that out of the way. We need a ribbon, and it says to put a little bit of tear and tape on the back. Is there a back and a front to this ribbon? No, I think it looks the same on both sides, to be honest. So, a little bit of ribbon down the middle. That's a good idea, actually, just to put ribbon on like that, rather than using a glue dot, which is what I normally do. Okay, and then it has dimensionals as well. So this is going to go on the behind here, and then this will have dimensionals on. I don't know if you have to put both together first. I can't quite tell from the picture, but that's okay. We'll put those dimensionals on. I won't take the backings off. So that has, oh, I see. Okay, so I'm just going to move these. I didn't press them down tight. So let me put these back onto here, because I think I'm going to put it so that my second lot of dimensionals go over. Lift that up and lift that one up. Just go over the ribbon. It only sticks out just a little bit, look, the ribbon. It's not very much. Let's take that one off. Not very much at all. So let's put it back. I'm going to put it directly down the middle. At the moment, I've got it just a bit too low down. Oops. Let's take that little bit of glue off there. There we go. I'm going to try and get this right across the middle. But you only have a little bit sticking out at either end. Okay, now let's put these back on. And I'm going to pop them just on the edge of the ribbon. And that way they'll just stay in place. It'll hold that ribbon down as well. Okay, fold this up, this one over. And I'm going to go over it with my bone folder, just to make sure it's laying nice and flat. Now, I do like this layer with the blue and the green foil. So I think that's going to make a nice card. Okay, Now let me just see. We have that, so the longer branch is at the bottom, and this goes in this corner up here. It doesn't stick down onto the frame, it just goes in that space there. Okay, now let's get our cardinal. Put that in the garbage. So we need our cardinal, and this, let's see, it just has 2 dimensionals. One over here and one at the other side. And that's all. I don't see any more on there. And then where is this going to go? Oh, I see. They're at these corners because they will just fit onto the frame. What might be easier is to put them onto the frame. And then you know you haven't got any showing. Because if I turn it over at the back, look, can you see I've got a little piece showing here? So I'm going to take that one off. Just peel it back. Oh, peeled the whole thing off then. I'm not doing very well with these dimensionals today. Okay, let's pop that there. I want to make sure that that one's on, and then this one, I know it's going to go under here, so I'm just going to put that onto the little narrow piece of frame. You have to be quite precise with that one, so that, oops, so that you don't see it. There we go. Got there in the end. Okay, and then the cardinal just has 2 dimensionals on him. And he's going to go up here. So you can see you don't need it to be on his head or anything. It's going to make a double dimensional there. So I'm going to put one there, one down on his body. And I think this is it. Move that one back on there. I'm just going to try and fold that down a little bit more. There we go. So let's have a look. That's all of these. And then this is card number 2. So that's it. What a quick card to put together. Very pretty. And look, when it's with the envelope, isn't that gorgeous? To get this through the mail. Very, very pretty. And then you would open this and write your sentiment inside. Okay, so there's our first very quick card to make. Let's find card number 2. Okay, so we need the other one of these. I've just realised that this piece that was in the middle, we're not going to use it. So that's going to be available for an alternative card. And I wonder if it's going to be the same with this. Okay, I'm just going to fold this down. That would be an added bonus, wouldn't it? If we've already got nice pieces ready for our alternatives. So number 2, I need this base, another one of these. So let's get this one. And then the 2 little birdies and the remaining piece of branch. One more red. Pop those to the side. And then this one is going to say joyful thoughts to you this season. And can you see how it's all on the same label? So let's find those. I'm going to peel these ones off. I was going to leave them on so that I could print everything, but I'll come back to those. And let's find joyful thoughts. Now, happy holidays would be a nice one to put as well. But joyful thoughts to you this season is one complete stamp. So that makes it nice and easy. Just go over that. Make sure there's no oils or anything on it. Drop that down. Pop it on my block. Let's find that scrap piece that we had. And the ink. This would have been a really nice set to batch make. Pretty simple, quick and pretty. Okay, so let's stamp on here. Joyful thoughts to you this season. That's a really nice sentiment, isn't it? I don't think I've got anything that says that. That's nice. Right, so we've got all the pieces we need. Let's go to card number 2. Fold it back on itself. Right, so here's our base. I've already folded it. That's the piece cut out. We've done the stamping. Let's get a ribbon ready. It's going to go on our label on the back again, just in the same way that the first one did. But hopefully this time I can do it a little bit quicker. And I won't get taffled up with the dimensionals. This time I'm going to put my adhesive onto the back of the sentiment and then put my ribbon on top. A shame that you only see such a tiny piece of the ribbon, but it's enough just to give you that pop of colour. Okay, take those backings off. This would be a nice one for Stampin' Up to bring back just as a kit rather than as a paper pumpkin. And sometimes they do that. They'll bring them back as a kit, and it's available in other countries as well, because paper pumpkin is usually only in North America. Oh, I'm not going to stick that down yet. I'm just placing it there because I don't know how big this piece is, and I didn't want to get it squashed. So this has 3 dimensionals. I didn't want it to be in the wrong place, but I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to eyeball where these need to be so that I haven't got them sticking out over the edge here. That'll be up there. There we go. That just makes it easier because then I know you can't see them when the card is opened, and they're going to be all in place. There we go. So that one goes on there. And then this could move up a little bit. Nice and straight. Okay, and then the other ones. This one is going to go here. So I'm going to put my dimensionals underneath. I'm going to hold it on there and just pop a dimensional there. And pop one on here. And that way I know you can't see them when the card is open, and it's all going to fit. Oh, it's all going to fit, she said, and then stuck it in the wrong place. There we go. There we are. And then this little one has just 1 dimensional on the back. And where does he go? Oh, he's going to go up here. So it doesn't matter where the dimensional is. Let's see, he's sitting up quite high, and there we are. That's so fast to make 2 beautiful little cards. How many of you have still got this? How many of you have bought an extra kit maybe in the refill sale? Okay, so there they are, our 2 little cards, and I will be back with another alternative card, and I might try and use some of these leftover pieces and maybe an envelope. So let's see. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you all again soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.